I would like to speak, Shabbat Shalom. I would like to speak today about one of my favorite prophets in the Bible, Daniel. I would like to remind that he was brought in Babylonian captivity as a young man. But from the beginning, as a young man, he set his heart to serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I would like to speak with it about time when he was already older man, around 80 years old. And it was a time of when Darius came on the scene. Darius, king of Media Persian Empire. And Darius made Daniel as one of the three kings who should overlook his kingdom. But Daniel really was distinguished himself because he had an excellent spirit, extraordinary spirit, as Bible said, or высокий дух, as the Russian Bible said. And it means that he was keeping himself clean from any idols or materialism, gold, silver, or any profanity or any immorality, that he was able to keep himself clean and undefiled, and he was faithful to his God through all these years. How he was able to do that? Because he trusted him, because he trusted the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Even though he has leaders, and as we have leaders in our nation, as we have leaders in Ukraine and all other nations, when the leaders of the nation trusted in the idols who have eyes but do not see, who have ears but cannot hear, who have divided hearts. And but in the times of Darius, Daniel had undivided heart, and he had a fear of God. In his 8 years old, when he was 8 years old. And this is a God who I came to believe. When I was snatched out, and I was from Ukraine, when on April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl happened. And that was a terrible time for our nation. But I didn't know that the hand of God was moving back then on my family. And he pulled me out with my family, and he brought me here to America. He was moving back then, and he brought me from this fire of hell, really, like what Chernobyl became for so many people, for so many families. And he brought me here. And here he pursued me. And finally I cried out to the Lord, and I asked, if you are real, come in my life. And I was able to open my heart and let him to come in. And I was, since then, as a Daniel, I followed the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and I trusted him. And I still trust him, and I know that he will deliver me as Daniel from the lions. He will deliver from me, and even though I will walk through the rivers, they will not overflow me. Even though I will go through the fires, they will not put me ablaze, because I know whom I believe. And this is the true testimony from the king who didn't know his left from right. When he was lowering Daniel, and he was grieving his heart for Daniel, because he sympathized Daniel, even though he didn't know his God. But testimony which this king gave to the Daniel, your God, whom you constantly serve, will himself deliver you. What a testimony! What a testimony! When he said it to Daniel, and твой Бог, которому ты неизменно служишь, спасет тебя. And this is a true, and yes, an amen for today, for every believer in every nation, in Ukraine, in Russia, and in America today, that God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who sent his son through the virgin birth, through the Ha'alma, and he suddenly, and he was born in the due time. In the due time when God brought him on the scene, and he walked, he was brought on this earth, and suddenly he walked in the temple as well when he was called into the ministry. And if we are putting our trust in this true living God, as King Darius said, anybody who will not serve this true and living God, God of Daniel, He is God, Он Бог живой и приносущий. И царство Его несокрушимо, владычество Его бесконечно. And that's what He said. He is a living God and enduring forever, and His kingdom is one which will not be destroyed, and His dominion will be forever. Amen.